What's happening, everybody? My name is Grisno, reporting to you live from what is left of Times Square in the heart of Manhattan, with a reminder to everyone to make sure you pick up your tickets for this year's New Year's Eve bash before they sell out. It's going to be off the proverbial hook this year, with musical guests such as the legendary Joe Farrow and the Cleaners. You don't want to miss out, folks. Join our hosts Faye Lau and Anderson Cooper as they ring... Oh my god, I'm sorry. Alright, so The Division received its first major patch today, March 22nd, and I gotta say, they've done a really good job at addressing a lot of the biggest problems people have had with the game so far. There is a ton of fixes listed in the complete patch notes, which I will leave a link to in the description below. If you want to check out the complete list of changes, head on over there. But for this video, I'm not going to go over them all. I just thought I'd zero in on a few of them that I figured sort of stood out a bit more. So let's get started here with our first patch review for The Division. When it came to the missions of the game, the main problem I had with them was that I sort of figured they were going to be a lot more involved, a lot longer, and, a bit more difficult. Something that you would absolutely need a team of friends to complete. Well, they definitely answered that call with the challenge mode missions. They are seriously difficult, and even with a team of 4 players, can be insanely tough to complete. So I'm pleased to say that the very first note here in the patch notes has to do with the quality of loot you'll get from completing these missions, and it says, the named enemies will now drop better loot in challenge mode than they do in hard mode, which sort of makes sense to me, obviously. Next up, it says named enemies will no longer respawn after being killed in the open world. This will prevent situations where players were able to kill a same named NPC over and over again. I guess that's a good thing, as it will prevent people from being able to farm good loot from these same NPCs, like it said, over and over again. Now, I guess there were problems with players getting stuck in an emote animation, because there's actually 2 separate notes here about it. Never experienced that myself, but the 2 notes read as follows. Fixed an issue where players became stuck in an emote animation if activated via chat while auto-running. That sounds pretty complicated, but I guess it was happening. And the second one is fixed issues where emotes would cause the player model to behave oddly, either missing guns, player stuck in emote animation, etc. A great deal of kudos has to go to the people on the forums, I think. It's gotta be said, I was checking out the forums today and it looks like they're pretty active, so good job everyone on reporting these bugs so that they can fix them. I didn't even know that this stuff was happening, but it sounds pretty stupid, so I'm glad that people were able to catch it, and that Massive was able to fix it. Now I'm just going to rattle off a few nice fixes real quick here that are pretty self-explanatory, I guess, to sort of save on time, but I feel like these are worth mentioning. Fixed an issue where weapons dealt no damage if the reload animation was interrupted by an agent's skill. No damage is definitely no good. Fixed instances where the Seeker Mine with Airburst or the Multi-Mine mod would detonate too soon, miss targets, or cause no damage. I love that little guy, and I totally know what this is like. It's definitely happened to me before, so I am glad they fixed that. Fixed a bug where grenades would sometimes not display the blast radius warning before detonating. That one pretty much says it all. Nice to know when you're about to be grenaded. Fixed an issue where DPS would not be calculated properly when purchasing a new weapon mod. I knew something was messed up there. I knew it. Vindication. Keep moving on here. Fixed a bug where weapon mods and weapon skins would not show up on other players in the game world, as my friends and I let out a small cheer. And finally, fixed an issue where some NPCs in low cover would not react to being shot by the player. Damn, I'm gonna miss that. I loved it when they just sat there and let me shoot them in the head over and over and over again without reacting whatsoever. But I guess that's gone, so what can you do? Whew, alright. Now, there's one more important thing that I left for the end because I think it's super important. They have completely not removed, but they've changed the weapon talent trained because it was broken as heck apparently if you put it on an SMG. The trained talent would increase your signature skill resource by 5% on every critical hit. So when placed on an SMG, it could basically keep any player's signature skill up to 100% at all times. Now, what that does, first of all, is breaks PvP, because any team with, like, 2 players using this talent would completely destroy any other team not using the talent quite easily. But it also makes the challenge missions a lot easier for anyone using it, and that kind of defeats the purpose, I guess, of them. So that talent has been changed so that it only rolls on shotguns, marksman rifles, and pistols. I think that works, but we'll have to see how it goes. Actually, it might be great, as now the shotguns will have a little more merit to using them. For the last section of this video, I just want to talk about the changes in the Dark Zone. For all the graphics and UI stuff, or console stuff, just click the link below. Like I said, you can go read out all about that there. As for the changes to the Dark Zone, it sounds like someone at Massive might have watched my last video, I don't know, but basically they addressed every single gripe I had about the game when it came to the Dark Zone, and it was really great to read the patch notes today because I almost felt justified that at least other people felt the same way I did. So the first thing I said was we needed more incentive to go rogue for people to actually want to do it. Most of the time it's just by accident people go rogue. Like, as of yesterday, most people just want to help each other out, as far as I experienced. The risk of going rogue was too high, You were instantly a huge target for other players, and you lost so much Dark Zone money and items when you died. And the reward for surviving rogue status was just not good enough to warrant doing it, so most people just stayed away from that. Well, now, the rewards for Dark Zone funds and experience for surviving rogue status has been improved. Now we might actually see more people going rogue and try to achieve this reward. On the other hand, though, the rewards for killing rogue agents has also been increased, so you definitely still need to watch your back when you go rogue, because everyone will absolutely still be after you, no doubt, as now they have even more incentive to kill you. But to cushion the blow a little bit, they've also made it so that you don't lose as much Dark Zone funds and experience when you die in the Dark Zone. And this applies to, no matter if you are rogue or not. So at the very least, now you don't lose so much when you die in the Dark Zone, which is awful nice of them, isn't it? And as a final note here related to dying in the Dark Zone, players who are killed in there now drop ammo, grenades, and medkits as well. Alright, now let's wrap things up with another quick list session. Players can now heal other neutral players in the Dark Zone by using first aid and or support station skills. Players are now able to fast travel to Dark Zone checkpoints, but only when coming from outside of the Dark Zone. So that's kind of nice, I like that. Increased drop rate of high-end items from level 31 and 32 named NPCs in the Dark Zone. Increased drop rate of high-end Division tech material from the same guys, the level 32 named NPCs in the Dark Zone. Rank 30 chests will now drop purple items instead of blue items. Key chests now have a chance to drop a gold item, a high-end item. And finally, fixed a bug where sometimes players could not loot anything after returning to the game following a network disconnection. That last one right there, I've definitely had happen to me a bunch of times, and I couldn't for the life of me figure out why I couldn't loot anything, so I'm definitely happy to see that I'm not crazy, and I'm happy to see that one on the list. But that about does it for this patch. Like I said, there is a bit more that I didn't mention in this video, so if you want to check out the full list, make sure you didn't miss anything, you can hit that link in the description and it'll take you right there. Overall, I'm quite happy with what I saw included in the patch. I know they definitely addressed some of my main concerns with the game, so that's really refreshing to see, and now I'm actually really itching to play and go check out all these new things. So I'm gonna hurry up and wrap things up here. Looks like my work here is complete. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you're new around here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Love to have you around, man. Take it easy, guys.